I'm going to give you a very simple trick that I use every single day to change my mindset and unlock the power of my mind. Everything in your life begins in your mind, but the problem that most of us are facing at the moment is that your mind is naturally negative. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, when you've grown up, your mind has slowly become more and more negative, and you're no longer the positive small child that you were because of trauma and experience in your life that's made your brain naturally think, oh, things always go bad for me. Nothing ever works out in my life. And now you feel like you're trapped and you're never going to win again. You feel like everything just never goes your way and you're stuck. Now, in this video, I want to change that for you because we absolutely can. I've changed it in my own life and I'll tell you how. But when we change that, it's going to massively transform the way that you think and feel about your life and the way your life goes, because really everything starts in the mind. All the ideas you have, the way you think affects the way you feel, affects the way you act, affects the way that situations happen to you, and affects the outcome of your life. So if we can fix that problem, which really is the mind, then we can activate success. And this is not an option. This is not something that we can just say, yeah, I might do it. I kind of feel like doing it. If you want success, any decent amount of success, you have to learn to have a positive mind. And that's what I want to give to you. I think it's probably the most valuable thing I could teach you right now. If we do not fix your mind, you will never find fulfillment and you will never find the success you're looking for. You will not be confident. You will not stick to good habits and you will not get rich. Even if you get money, if you do not fix your mind, that money will go. Easy come, easy go. Even if for some crazy lucky circumstance you meet the love of your life, you will not be in the right position to keep hold of them. If you have luck fall on your lap, unfortunately you will let it go. Now, when we fix your mind, when you use this couple of tricks I've got for you today, you will find that winning becomes seamless. You're not trying to win anymore. Winning's just a byproduct. It just keeps happening to you because you've let go of the result. You have an insane amount of confidence. When you rack up wins, you start to just walk taller. You become a better man. You feel calm, you feel happy, you feel certain, and you start to attract good into your life. You become a high vibrational person and you attract good into your life instead of having to chase every day. Instead of waking up to the grind, you have that lust for life back and you feel things coming into your life, being attracted towards you, having good opportunities rather than chasing all the time and burning yourself out. Just to clarify, for anyone that doesn't know me, maybe this is the first time you've watched my channel and a crazy video to join us on, but I have been at rock bottom. I've been at kind of a couple of rock bottoms in my life, but I'll give you one of them. When I was younger, I was always very positive when I grew up. Thanks to my parents, thanks to my mum, my dad, they always told me, Jack, you can do whatever you want. And they tried to protect me from the world and what other people would say, but they always said to me, Jack, you can do whatever you want. You're amazing. You're an incredible guy. So God bless them that I've got this innate feeling in me that I was worth something from young. And I understand that maybe some of you didn't have that, in which case this is even more important for you because you've got to understand that you are worthy of success. You absolutely are. You're one of God's creations on this earth and you are absolutely worthy of success, and you will have to find that yourself, and hopefully I can help you a little bit in finding that. But as I got older, life kicked me around as it does to everyone. I began to become infected by negativity, and I wasn't quite the positive person that I used to be, and I let negativity seep into my life. And I think that's because when I was younger, I didn't have the wisdom to understand that if something didn't work out on the outside in life, for example, you go for a job interview and you don't get it, or you fight and you lose, I didn't realise that that was not a problem for your inner value. If you didn't get a job, that it maybe was God deciding that you could get a better job, or that your life was meant to take a different path, or if you lost a fight, maybe that was because you were meant to learn a lesson and it was going to make you better in the future. I didn't understand that when I was young, so I started to lose in life, as we all will, but I didn't understand that very important lesson, and I had negativity come to my life. I actually lost my first fight when it was a charity boxing match when I was 17, and my opponent got switched at the last minute, and instead of going in with someone a similar level to me, I went in with an advanced boxer, and we did 3 rounds together, and I lost on points. And I'd trained really, really hard, and I got all my family and my friends there to watch me, and I lost in front of them. And I thought, wow, I'm not worth anything now. And as soon as that happens, your level of respect for yourself drops. And when your level of respect for yourself drops, your thoughts become more negative, and your life will plummet, because you'll accept things and behaviours and the way you treat yourself, you'll accept it rather than making it better, and you dig yourself into a hole. And that's what I did. I dug myself royally into a hole after that, going to university, drinking a lot, taking drugs, dropping out of university, hanging out with the wrong crowd. I was doing activities that were not worthy of me as a person, because I didn't feel very good about myself, and I was trying to mask it. And I think a lot of people have that problem, and I want to tell you that it's okay. You can turn it around. Now, when I was at rock bottom, I actually discovered this system for changing my thoughts, and the system I'm about to share with you completely changed my life. A lot of you will probably already know my story of going from being drug addicted to winning another fight, getting into sales, saving up money, moving to Thailand, starting my business, starting my personal brand. A lot of you know that story. If you don't, that's what I did. But that all got triggered from here. This being strong. If this isn't strong, none of that can be triggered, and none of those events go into motion, and you don't do the action. So after I learnt this system, I went after more, because my thoughts had changed. I never stopped. My life got better and better. So the bit that you've actually been waiting for. Let's get into the system that you can use to unlock the true power of your mind and become a positive person and build the life that you desire. Number one, the preparation step to unlocking your mind is you need to observe your thoughts. You need to look into your mind, and you need to realize when you wake up first thing in the morning, what are you thinking? Is your brain naturally positive or negative? And you need to figure that out, and you need to write it down, and you need to observe your thoughts every day and think, am I thinking things are going to go right for me? Or am I always thinking and scared of the future that things are going to go wrong for me? And it should be very easy. You're probably thinking in your mind right now that the most common thought pattern you have, I would imagine, is that you think things are going to go wrong for you. You do not have a positive idea of the future. And that is a big, big problem. For some reason in our minds as humans, we think that thinking that the future is going to be negative saves us in some way. That it would be crazy to think positively about the future in case it doesn't happen. But unfortunately, the brain, the mind, the thoughts, the actions, the body is a self-fulfilling prophecy. So as soon as you start thinking the future will go badly, it will go badly. So how do we change these thoughts? That's the most important thing. How do we change the way that our brain is wired and change our lives? Step number one, the most important part of me changing my life, was getting a clearly defined goal. If you walk through life just stumbling around, hoping you'll wander and fall into riches and wealth and love and the freedom that you want as a man or a woman, and you think that that's just going to creep up on you and magically come into your life, you are sorely mistaken. And what you need to do is plan your life, and you need to figure out, sit down quietly in a room and figure out what your goal is at the moment. What does your dream life look like? You need a destination that we can help guide you towards, otherwise you will always be lost. Now, there's a complete guide that I made for building your dream life. It's under this video. Don't click on it yet. Wait for the video to finish and then do this task. Just click the Dream Life video, do the full task, it will run you through it directly, and by the end of that video you will have a full dream life and you will know exactly what you're going for. That is such a powerful step. I just want to tell you, I have never not achieved something that I've written down on a dream board. My whole life started when I started dream boarding, and I dream board from my office when I was working in sales, and I started dream boarding about Thailand Muay Thai and making money online and having a new life and getting into YouTube, and I dream boarded all of it, and it's all come true for me. So writing that stuff down really, really is powerful and helps manifest it into your life. Do that after this video. Step number two. Your thoughts lead to your feelings lead to your actions lead to your sense of reality in the world. So if you wake up and turn your phone on and you look at shit on the internet, or someone sent you a nasty message, or you read a nasty comment, or you just watch some shit and give yourself dopamine for no reason, you are destroying your success every single morning. The first thing you need to do in the morning to completely change your brain and change the state is when you wake up in a negative state, you need to get into a positive state so that you can change your thoughts, change your actions, change your life. You remind yourself first thing in the morning of the dreams that you have and the reason you are waking up. You read that dream life and you imagine yourself as if it is complete, and you feel those feelings of having completed it and that confidence in yourself. And that's, the body cannot tell if that is made up feeling or if it's a real feeling, and it starts to be programmed into you and you think, wow, I feel like I've already achieved that. I feel good already. I didn't actually need to achieve it. I just needed to think about achieving it. And then you become that person. And the thing about that person is they're at the vibration to actually attract that thing into their life. Rather than thinking about it and chasing it and wanting it, you imagine it to be done and become that person that can achieve it. And one of the ways that I would also recommend you do this, so you spend 10 minutes doing that in the morning, put on Brain FM and put some music on and get inspired and do that. And then also, after you've done that, I would recommend you read 10 pages of one of my recommended books and go to the gym. And do that nice and early, maybe 6 a.m. in the morning before work. And that's going to just put you miles ahead of the competition. A couple of the books I would recommend reading. If you're more interested in this, like turning thoughts into success, Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz was the first book that I read when I turned my life around, that really helped me. And the second book I read when I turned my life around and actually made the jump to moving countries was Awaken the Giant Within by Tony Robbins. They're both two books that you could just go back to over and over again, and they're only going to make your life better. 10 pages of that a day will just make you feel like anything is possible and will seriously change your life if you're in a stuck spot right now. Now, before we go into the final step of unlocking the true power of your mind and changing your reality, is you need to understand how powerful your thoughts and feelings are. So the reason that you want to gain success and have money and have love is to feel different about yourself and your current situation. But as I mentioned before, the body cannot tell the difference between imagined and real experience. So if you just imagine yourself to be great, if you imagine yourself to have achieved the things that you want, you will have the feelings of a person that has achieved those things, which will then give you the actions and the personality of somebody that's achieved those things. And personality, as Joe Dispenza says, equals personal reality. So the way you are as a person impacts everything in your reality and the way you perceive situations and outside events. And once you realize that you are in complete control of the inner feelings and the outer situations mean nothing. That's what it means to be stoic. You have to have the ability to observe outside situations but keep your calm as a man. Keep yourself calm and keep your personality straight, and you use that through imagining the things that you want to do. And what I call that is using your success mechanism. I got this from the book Psycho-Cybernetics, and it showed me a special technique which I actually use today. I use today, and I can guarantee you it still works. I first discovered this technique when I was working my first sales job after stopping doing drugs and alcohol, and I was going through withdrawals and I was having the worst time of my life, and I didn't want to get out of bed and go to work in the morning, and I certainly didn't want to cold call people all day, but that was my job and I had to do it. So I went there and I would listen to the audio in the car before I could get the courage to walk into the office in the morning. And there was this one activity that he said we should do, and that was that you imagine how you want the day to go, and you imagine it as if it's already done. And my work was sales, so I would imagine if you did 3 sales in a day in that job, that was really good for cold calling. And I would sit there in the car and I would imagine, I remember the first day I did this, I would imagine that I'd gotten 3 sales and the feeling of pride that I'd have for that, and how excited I would be about the extra money I was going to get in commissions. And I would sit there and I would put some music on in the car and I would just think about, and I imagine it to be done, I imagine it to be true, and I feel that feeling, I feel that confidence, and I walk into the office. And the first day I ever did that, I did 3 sales, and it cemented in my mind forever the power of this technique. Now, this technique might not work every single day, but it will work sometimes, and it will make you a hell of a lot more likely to achieve success than if you don't do it. I just want to give that to you, that technique, those couple of books, to start completely changing your life, and just my encouragement that you absolutely can change your destiny and everything that happens to you as a man. So enjoy it, lads. If you want to join us inside the New Elite, my private network, over 300 entrepreneurs who have discovered the power of brotherhood, the power of having guys around you that want you to succeed, the power of being around killers and learning what they know and spreading information between each other, accountability, encouragement, meetups around the world. It's really an incredible network. So guys, if you're interested in that, click the link below, book a call, shoot me a DM on Instagram if you want to book a call with me personally. And yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure. I'll speak to you guys again soon.